What's up, everybody? Just getting set up real quick. Awesome. How's everybody's night going? Sunday night. Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting down at the charts myself, just kind of looking at the what's happened in the last hour or two since CME opened. Um, Commodities they opened up, oil. So markets are open again. Um, some interesting things happened over the weekend. Guess there's more scares in the news with the Iran situation. Um, the primary thing I'm noticing in the market, though, the market reactions, we've been seeing. I'm just going to start with Bitcoin because it's been reacting all weekend to it. But I mean, you just see Bitcoin's just been steady down. Um, I think we're almost there, though. We're almost at that level. I'm looking for a bounce, but for now, I think we're just in a downtrend. But the S&P opened up pretty low in comparison to where it closed. So if you look at it, it had closed around 65.37, and it's opening. Well, I'm using the derivative, by the way. This is US 500, so this is a futures. So it's not like the actual market. Because if I go to ES, price is a little different, but you see what I mean. We opened a lot lower, and right now we got a little bit of a CME gap or a low volume gap. So either way, markets are reacting, but we are in a precarious spot. I think for SPY, if I'm being honest. Um, I've dabbled a little bit on a long down here because one, it's a weekly level. We held it twice. We swept liquidity, and we got a little bit of a bounce initially, right? So I expect a little bit of a reaction here, but if we do just blast through here, then hey, it is what it is, right? So stop losses are for. Um, but yeah, I think we're getting a little bit of a bounce. Honestly, I'm gonna go back to the futures one. Like right now, we're kind of messing around below that level. If I start to see price really jump down and then starts to try to revisit this level and unable to get above, then my expectation is it will be coming down probably to a lower level sooner than we thought. Around 61.50 would probably be like the ultimate goal. But I'm still in the camp that I think we're gonna get a little pop before we go back down. I just don't have a feeling. Um, just when you see these things enough times. Plus, there's a little bit of divergence going into it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a bounce. But it probably is going to be very short lived, in my opinion. I think what I'm really thinking is just back up here, maybe back up there will be a first area to look. And if we got a nice move, maybe we make it up a little higher, probably into the 66 region. Just a little pop, but we'll see. But everything's bleeding out right now. Looks like Tokyo officially opened, so we're gonna see how they react to some things. Gold is in a crazy spot right now. It actually just broke a level. I was actually watching this level. So this was that wick low back from February. So we just took that. That was a daily low. The next we talked about gold coming down too. We said this is a possibility a while back, but I mean, this is the next level right here, around 42.74. But if it really wants to keep going, I don't see big support back until we get down below, just below 4,000. So, but it's going to bounce at some point. I was expecting a reaction here, but maybe it wants a little lower. So for now, gold is just straight down. I wouldn't go trying to catch a falling knife on this thing. Wait for it to hit some support. That's the next daily level. So I'd watch that. It's probably the same thing with silver. Silver's coming down. Silver's coming down into a fun little area right now. I'm actually interested in this 64. I want to see how it reacts there. If we can get a nice little bounce, that was the measure move of the head and shoulders. break down of this little bear flag. If it gets a little reaction there, I might entertain a small little scalp long. Otherwise, silver's, the real level to watch for silver, like for like a higher time frame play, is probably down at 54. That's what I'm looking at. If I'm going to scoop up some silver, it'll probably be down there. But also, nothing's financial advice, guys. Just FYI. Just some guy on TikTok and YouTube. Make your own choices. But yeah, so some interesting levels on those two. Oil right now, man, it's in a weird spot. It's just been ranging for a few days, and we just swept the range. We'll swept the liquidity before, and it's just kind of chopping here. So it's just like in limbo. It really depends, man. If it breaks to the upside definitively, maybe that 120 is the target. Otherwise, this could be... It's tough. It's a tough place. It's just chopping sideways. Like, I don't want to make a call. It's a range until it's not a range anymore. That's the way I look at it. And I think this low, if we lose this range low, I think this low at 76 is probably coming back in play. So this is pretty much your targets if it breaks out of this range. But it is starting to look a little bit more like a bull flag in my opinion too. So I don't want to get too ahead of it. Like, it looks like it could just pop up. So that would be interesting. By the way, guys, if you're not following, subscribed, hit that like, subscribe, follow. You'll get notifications when we go live 6 days a week. Myself and Ben. We're traders over at Tactical Edge Trading. We do this for a living. And there's a bunch of traders over there. It's a community full of traders. If you're interested, check us out, tacticaledgetraders.com. Yeah, I mean, look, if oil pops this, it's going to run up hard. I guess $100 is really the level to break, right? If it's gonna go, it's gonna have to break through that first. How's everybody doing tonight? Anybody have any questions? Have you heard of Fred's strategy? What's Fred's strategy? I've never heard of that. Who's this Fred guy? Yeah, I mean, markets are like kind of slow right now. Asia's opening up. Not much happening. I'm just kind of waiting to see if I can catch a trade tonight, to be honest. I'm primarily watching Bitcoin, and I do want to watch gold, but the only way I'm taking a gold trade is if gold snaps back up. And it's pretty far gone already. Like, if it doesn't reclaim this level at like 4,400, like quickly, it's definitely coming down. Yeah, markets are tanking right now. Let's see what happens. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to actually make its way down to the bottom of this trend. This is the trade I'm looking for tonight. I've been watching this for a while, this little bear flag. I want to see what happens when we hit this trend. Does it break? And does the bear flag continue and do a big ass dump like we did back here? Or do we get a bounce and get another push back up? So that's the big level for me on BTC. Look at all these charts. With all these lines. Yeah, dude. That's how you know I'm trading this shit. I'm marking off my major levels and shit that I'm watching. I had taken this short earlier today when we lost this level here. When it back tested, I got in the short here, but I closed out way too early. It was like a few $100 short. It wasn't nothing crazy. But I'm just starting to trade. Any tips? Pick a strategy, stick to it, man, for a while. Back test it, forward test it. Make sure it works. And I would say maybe get to know some other traders that are a little more experienced. They can kind of help you. There's no school for trading. There's no like college courses or high school courses you can go to if you want to become a trader. So like it's a lonely journey. So I would say join a group, man. Join a group full of other real traders and learn from others who have done it already, because they can kind of save you a lot of the headache of trading. They can tell you like what to expect, kind of steer you away from the common pitfalls of trading. Like, you can really lose a lot of money really quick and blow up your account doing stupid things that you don't know better at the end of the day. If you're new to the markets, you won't know better. Like you just don't think until it happens, and you realize you can lose money doing something. So the market like kind of like it's like teaches you lessons, and if you have a choice to either learn from them or just keep doing them and paying the price. And I would say you can just kind of like get those lessons from other people who have done it and kind of skip it yourself. Not always, not everything. Sometimes you just have to make that mistake, but there's a lot of things that you could save yourself some trouble. So if you want to check, if you look, it doesn't have to be our group, but if you want to check out a group, a trading group, a real one, tacticaledgetraders.com. There's free courses on the website, and you can join the Discord directly from there. And you can be around a bunch of traders, ask questions, be a fly on the wall, absorb all the knowledge. That's my advice. Can you explain my strategy? My strategy is pretty simple, dude. It's I play like trend reversals, man. I wait for the trend to break. I wait for a higher low to get formed, like some market structure. It's just this. So imagine price is trending, all right? And eventually it breaks trend, all right? That's my first clue. And then I look for the market structure shift. So like if it was a 5-minute, I'd be looking for this low to be lost, which is a lower, basically creates a market structure down. It's hard for me to go into market structure. It's pretty in depth, but essentially this is my strategy. I'm looking to get in here. Stop loss goes here above the last swing high, and I target the low wherever the trend started, and it usually gets me a decent ratio. So I just do trades like that all day. They don't always present themselves, but they're like my favorite trades to take. It's a very simple strategy. I use divergences, I use market structure, and I use a simple trend line. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Sounds very simple. Trading should be simple. There's no reason to complicate it at the end of the day. It's already like an emotional thing. You got to deal with a bunch of emotions. You're dealing with all this just outside noise that can just make you like fuck with your head when you're trying to take a trade. Excuse my language, but keeping it simple on the charts and having an easy step method to you make for yourself some rules to follow and just keep it simple. Not too many things to think about, and it makes it a lot easier to execute. Because when you're trading, you got to sometimes, especially if you're a day trader and you're scalping like a session like New York, where volatility's high, like sometimes you got to be quick to get that entry. Otherwise, you could miss the move if they happen quick. So you got to be focused, dialed in, and you just have to be like, yeah, fucking trading, dude. And if the simpler your your system, the way you look at things, like not too much shit on your chart, not like 20 different indicators, none of that stuff, the easier it is to just execute when time comes. You're saving time because you're not trying to overcomplicate trading. And it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. There's simple ways to do it. People just want to make it complicated to sound smart. Sorry. Hopefully that doesn't offend anybody. What's up, Digital KO? Hardest thing about trading is being patient. That is probably one of the hardest things, Jonathan. You're 100% right, man. I'm guilty of it. I sometimes jump in a little too early and I pay for it with a stop hunt, or it happens. It's discipline. Got to kind of like know your emotions, so have some rules. Wait for your levels. Don't wait like if a trend's gonna break, don't try to fucking front run the trend. That shit always backfires. I can tell you from experience. Don't front run levels, dude, when you're trying to catch an entry. Front run, take profits, not entries. That's a little motto I have. Why? Because I got destroyed doing it. Like, no joke. There's bullish divergence on the 15 and 30 time frame. Oh, you're talking about Bitcoin? Yeah, it's there, dude. I know. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for that reversal. I think it's like it wants to come in, but I think like there might just be one more push down. Like I can see it on the hourly. Like the hourly, this entire way it's coming down. You see the divs, just like momentum shifting up. Like it's so close. It's just I feel like we have to like get that one more like wick down, scare the shit out of everybody. I like to call it the fast move. But look, if I tell you what, here's where I flip bullish. If it breaks back above this high here, that's where I can flip bullish. That's a 5-minute market structure shift. So I would look for this to crack here, right? If I was going to take this trade, because I can't take it the way it is now. Like there's no sweep. There's just a random ass level. So ideally, like I'd have to see this break here. And then I would need to see, just don't mind this trend. Let me get rid of that. That's an old trend. So this has to break. Price makes its way up here. Get the structure shift. Look for that higher low for continuation. That would probably be where I would try to enter. Like I would look for that higher low. Because then you can start to target like the next resistance. Like if it, let's say we take this out or we didn't take this out, that would be where you target. Or you could target up here. Especially when you get into these consolidations like this a lot of times. But the big move is this. We need to reclaim this. Like, if we got to reclaim the 68.8, if we reclaim that, I think we have a shot back up to 70. Like, seriously. So, that would be a nice trade. Can I do more? Yeah, I can look at that. I don't know what that is, but what other platforms are you streaming on? TikTok and YouTube right now. I'm not that crazy. Granite. Okay. Well, look. It's in a weird spot because like look, you had broken structure down, right? You take in this low, that was a daily market structure shift. But then it pops up and breaks structure there, but it also did a double top. So it's like you're in a weird ass spot. Like is this really a double top or is it like, you know, getting ready to, you know, pull a higher low and go attack that high, like something like this? You know? That's the question. So I guess you have to look at like some volume on this one. This one's not as simple. I mean, volume's been trending up, but right now you see it's starting to pop back up and we saw that little pump. So we need to see volume continue to trend up. On the daily, that would be my first clue to say, hey, this has probably got another shot. The momentum looks like it's down, though. I mean, daily momentum's down. I mean, maybe there's a shot on the 4-hour of a reversal some point, and the hourly looks like it could be trying to find a local low. Otherwise, it's going to like crash hard. Because if it starts to lose this low at 166, man, you're coming down to 154. So, like, I think this is really where, like, you're trying to watch this on a lower time frame. Like, this is really you need to be focusing on. When that breaks, maybe you're coming back up to the highs. Otherwise, this is your target. Like, this is one of a few. Because, look, you've taken the gap already. So, like, there's nothing below you right now on, like, the 1 hour or the 4 hour besides, like, 154. And, yeah, that's a daily wick low. So, yeah, they're probably coming for that low there. So I'd be looking for a higher low to form down here. So I'd be looking for something like a bounce down here maybe. A little take of that liquidity and then maybe a pop. That would be a nice spot. It probably is like a 618 too. Yeah, you're coming into a 618 golden pocket right there, the Fibonacci's. I don't use them all the time, but it just lines up with that low that we got a fib there. So you're going to have some people watching that level. Moe's Micron 2X. Oh, shit, really? Oh, yeah, right there. 2X long MU. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, man, if it can catch a bounce down there, I think you got a good pop. Because that would be the higher low you're looking for on the daily, right? Because ideally, you don't want to come all the way back down here and lose this. If you could put a higher low in, it has a shot at going back up to the highs. What's up, everybody? Let me go back to Bitcoin real quick. I got to see what it's doing. I'm telling you, it's going to pop soon. It wants to, but I just need to see more. Like, the divergence is starting to form on the 5 right there off this low. So I guess if this thing, where's VWAP? That's the real question. All right, I'll tell you the strategy in Asia, right? This is the strat I usually trade. You look for VWAP on the 15-minute market session, right? So where is it at? Right here. That's that yellow line we see. This is normally what I'll do. If price action were to get back above VWAP and come back down and test it as confirmation, I would expect continuation. That's how Asia likes to trade. Otherwise, we've lost VWAP and we're back testing it now, and it's going to be a downtrend. So they're picking the trend right now. That's usually what they do. But it also would line up with us breaking this little internal trend here, right? So, I don't know. I'd be looking for something like that to form for me to run it back up. And I think my target would be up here around 68.7. We'll see. Has a lot to do before I can even consider a trade. What else you guys want to look at? Can you chart Kronos? Leading Kronos crypto? Wait, if you're saying Kronos crypto, you mean Crow? Because I never heard anybody call it Kronos, unless it's something else. This is actually Kronos. Rocket Labs? Damn, dude, this thing did not break. It broke and it just died. So look, this thing's lost all momentum. It's in a bad spot now. Look, I'm going to explain this to you. This is what you don't want to see. This is the old resistance, right? When we broke all-time highs, we that was the level to break. And once we broke it, we back tested and then we ran. What are we doing now? We're trying to get back above it once, twice, 3 times now, and we've rejected. This is looking more like a bear flag that's getting ready to run down straight up. Like I think I was a little bit of hopium there that maybe it takes this low and balances, but I think with all that time going sideways underneath resistance, it's looking more bearish. So my expectation at this thing, man, if this thing starts to break that low, you're coming back down here somewhere. Probably back down this 38 zone, somewhere in that area. But it's got to lose the lows, right? So you're just in a range right now. So, but shit, dude, if this thing goes, it's gonna go hard. I'm telling you. This is tight consolidation. And it's been consolidating for a while. So we'll see. Might be a 6 short. What's up, Zaid? I think that's how you say your name. Do you use order books at all? I don't use them. Ben does. I keep it simple, dude. I just trade. I don't use all that extra shit. I'm old school when it comes to trading. I like to use like patterns and stuff. Hold on, let me go look at Kronos. No, it is crypto Kronos. I'm not looking at that. Sorry, I'm not being a dick, but I already know that thing's in the dirt right now. It looks like shit because I used to own it. You want to look at the GBP? Okay, British pound versus the dollar. All right. It's an interesting one. So, I mean, here's the key thing, dude. I mean, if you go out to the higher time frame, right, it's in a weekly uptrend. So there's no denying that. It hasn't gotten really to the target I would imagine it's going to get to. This is like really where I think it's headed. Like, you see how we've hit it many times. Now we're trying to chip up. But I will say this. On the lower time frames, on the day, I can go to the daily and show this. This is not a good look. You don't want to take a high and then lose it. Like, you swept the highs and now you're chopping down and you're breaking structure on the daily. My guess is this low's coming into play at 129. Eventually it's coming down here. Potentially this trend, right? You see how they just kind of like right next to each other now? So maybe this area, you look for a little bit of a bounce. But it looks like a range is forming here right now. So, until it breaks up or breaks down. If it breaks down, man, it's coming down. It's going to come back down to that $1.05. If If it breaks up, you know, you got 143 first, but if you can manage to continue up from there, which I'm not sure how this thing moves. If it's like I've never looked at this chart before, by the way. Yeah, it's major resistance, dude. Like that if that thing broke, holy fuck. That would suck for the fucking dollar. Dude, I don't want to look at Crow. Crow is fucking trash. I'm telling you, it's a fucking it's a trash chart. I already know exactly what it looks like. I used to chart this shit all the time. It's literally a waste of my time. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like look at this fucking chart. Like how do you chart this? It just does this stupid shit where it'll like hit this level, it'll pop, hit it, and it'll just pop to some random ass level. There's no liquidity in this thing. Like this thing is just literally like grounded or it's moving up like irrationally. So like I'll be honest with you, there's just really no TA here, dude. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just being honest at this point. Because I used to chart this all the time, so I remember this chart. And I used to never be able to trade it. I could never trade it because it just made no sense to me. So look, dude, this is where you're at. You're at the bottom of the range. You're at the support of the bull market. So if it loses that level, it's coming down here to this 4 or 5 cents again. If it holds, maybe you get a little pop. Maybe you get a little pity rally, right? This seems to be an important level, around 10 cents, right? Price gets up here and then it either breaks or rejects. So that will be a level to watch. So lose that 6-7 cents area, then you're probably coming down to 4 or 5 cents. Otherwise, maybe you can make your way back up to 10 if it decides to move. I expect more chop sideways, to be honest, and down. Yep. It's just a bad chart, dude. Sometimes you get these weird ass charts and you're just like, there's nothing there. This one looks like shit too. I mean, everything looks like shit. Everything's coming down right now. I'm just trying to see if I can catch a short, I guess, then. Anyway, I see TAS. I mean, look, you lost the neckline. It's a head and shoulders pattern. This is your neckline, and you've lost it. So you need to reclaim it or this thing plays out. You know, look at it on the monthly. So if it plays out, it's going to be ugly. Probably coming down to this 115 would be my guess. That's like the next major level I could see anything even holding. So yeah, don't want to lose that level, dude. 181 is important. You got to get back above it. Otherwise, it is down. Your first pit stop might be around this 163, 162. If you reclaim, the high to break is at 210. I don't know if you get back up there, though. It's pretty aggressive. Would I enter? Probably wouldn't enter anything. No, I'm not looking at ApeCoin. I'm going to call it on the crypto stuff, guys. I don't know why you guys are worried about crypto right now. Crypto's not going up. I don't know who's feeding you guys this shit. Whoever it is, stop listening to them. I'll be honest with you, man. I think this thing's topped. I mean, look at it. Every time it hits this level, it comes back down. And it doesn't just come back down. It goes all the way back down. So you see what I mean? Like, it just swept the liquidity and it's headed back down. I mean, shit. Long term, you're probably coming back down to here. But right now, I mean, look, you're hitting a little bit of a support from the previous, whatever this was. Maybe you catch a little bounce here, right? So if it holds here, maybe you'll be okay. Maybe it bounces and heads back up just like it did over here. Otherwise, it's probably coming back down to the bottom of the range. So that's that one, dude. I don't really know how else to put that. That's tough. Yeah, look at that trend down. That's just solid down, dude. But I mean, you're at that level right now. If you're gonna bounce, it's gonna be from here. I'm not gonna tell you if you should short or long anything, guys. That's not what I do. I just give levels and what I think is going to happen. Not even like predictions, but like what I would do when it gets to a certain level, or how, like what kind of play I would look for. It's more of like just me narrating what my thoughts are on a chart. Giving entries is a whole different thing. A lot of risk with that. Anyway, Oracle. Let's go look at Oracle. All right, so here's the thing on Oracle. Is Oracle on a bear flag? We don't know yet. It looks like it is, right? I got all these scribbles saying we could be. Ultimately, do I think we're coming down to 118? Yes. The question is, do we catch a short-term bounce here and continue the bear flag, right? We're coming into support here around this 148. Do we bounce and continue up? Maybe attack, continue the pattern for a bit. There's some highs we could come and take out around 180, potentially even a little bit higher up if we wanted to. Or do we just roll over? That's the question. And if we do, 118 is the level. So I'm just watching his internal bear flag. I want to see what happens. But you're coming to a level, like if it's going to bounce, it needs to bounce here. That's pretty simple on Oracle. But if it does, it'd be a nice little scalp back up to the top. Back up to 172. That'd be nice. We'll see, though. Markets are volatile right now. There must be some news out. I'm going to go check X real quick. Did something happen tonight? Or is this just Asia reacting to what happened over the weekend? Nah, whatever. I don't know. I'll play with the Oracle and your peanut. What? Oh, you're talking about, bro. Would you wait till $12? Dude, I told you I'm not gonna tell you when to enter, man. That's not what I do. I'll look at a chart for you if you want. You can tell me what time frame I look at it. I'll tell you what the levels are, but I'm not gonna tell you if you should enter, because price could get there and just keep going and not stop. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be the one to react, see when price happens, what happens when price gets to your level, and you gotta look for the right signs that show a reversal. And if you don't know how to do that, then don't take a trade. You got to be smart about that stuff, man. Like, I'm being real with you, because I'm trying to like not let you go down like a hole asking for levels, because that's like the worst thing you can do, because I could give you the right level and you could still mess it up. You know what I mean? You need to know what you're looking for when you get there. Yeah, I'm charting Oracle. I know. What about it? Somebody else asked for OROCL, man. How many trades do I do in a day? When I'm being good, I take one. Sometimes none. When I'm being a little fucking asshole and being a little degenerate at the keyboard, like doing more than I should be doing, sometimes I take 2 or 3. My limit is 3, but that's only if I trade it. Sometimes I multi-trade sessions. I'm guilty of this. I'll trade New York some days, catch a good trade, walk away, and then come back and take a trade or 2 during Asia. So... But that's like the extent of my trading in a day. I'm not like one of those 10, 15, 20 trades a day person. That shit, I don't know how people do that. Oracle is a scam company. I don't know anything about it, dude. I'm just charting it, man. You're getting pissed at me for something that somebody asked me to chart. Like, maybe it is. That's not for me to say. Look, this is the thing on Tesla we talked about. I said, we lose this trend, and I said it was going to lose this trend. I'm like, we're coming down. Like, we swept the high. My expectation is to take this low. When we take this low, it means we're losing this trend. So, look, I think Tesla's on its way down. I've said this a while back. I'll buy Tesla when Tesla is at 212, 215, 220, that area. Down here. That's where I want to buy it. Why? Because Tesla's just in a giant uptrend, man. And it hits the top, comes down. Hits the top, comes down, hits the top, comes down. It's just oscillating, but it's making its way upwards ultimately in the long term. So this is a great buying area for me if it does get down there. I'm not saying it will. Maybe it never does. Maybe I never get a fill, but you are approaching some temporary support, right? So that my macro shit out the way. This is the next level you're watching. You're watching 350, 355, that area. If it bounces there, maybe you have a chance to come back up and bearishly retest. You'll probably have to. This will probably be the level to attack. back up here. If you do get like a bounce, that'll be the first level you're going to try to come after, is that 385. So that's now resistance. You see what I'm saying? So when it gets down here, if you catch a bounce, even if it's down here, this is still resistance. So if you get back up here, just know that. Be smart about it. Take your profits if you're in a trade. You know, they left some breadcrumbs behind. I'll give them that one, right? They left behind a CME gap they could grab, which is by that level. See that little gap right there? They love to fill those. So maybe it will get like a little rally. But it's been going down for a while, man. This thing's been selling off since fucking December. So at some point it will get a little rally up. But it's created a new low, right? We lost the weekly low here. That's a weekly break of structure. No bueno. No bueno. This is bearish market structure starting to form. So I'd be more looking for shorts to like plays to short back down rather than taking longs, but there will be some bounces along the way. BTC, yeah. BTC bear flag trend broke. I don't think it's broken yet, dude. It's not there yet. It's so close, though. I want it to break because I want to take that big-ass short because I'm dropping it. I'm taking it down to 50. But I'd rather take... Look, listen to me on this one. And, like, hear me out. And this is how you should think as a trader. All right? Would you rather wait for this to happen and then catch the short here, right? Still good. It's still a good entry model, right? Or would you rather wait for it to come all the way up, squeeze everybody out, get everybody super bullish, take these highs, and then get the short from here? I'm looking for that because I think that could happen. Because if I look at it like this, right, we're getting bearish before it even put in a new low. This is the daily low to lose, 65. It could come all the way back down to 65.7. If it doesn't lose this low, it's still in a temporary uptrend. So I'm expecting maybe we come down to here. And then if we catch a bounce, you know, maybe there's a long there. But more looking for whatever the next high gets put in, I'm looking for that short. Because historically, BTC does do in a bear market. Its first year of a bear market, BTC does do a rally early March into like April. And then it dumps out again into the summer. That's just the seasonality of the markets, though. Nice. You shorted from up there? Good stuff. You're in a good short, bro. I shorted up there too. I just didn't hold it. I still think it has a little bit higher to go, but I could be wrong. I think too many people are bearish. I think they need this. I mean, you got to flip some more people bullish first. I don't know. I'm like a counter trend trader. Corn futures. I'm long corn since oil. What are the corn futures? I don't even know what that is. I'm just going to type in corn. Is it corn? Nah, it's corn's not that. That's not corn, right? Can't be it. I don't know what I'm looking at. Sorry. I'm holding till 49K. And yes, it's possible. Tap the macro trend. No, yeah, dude. I'm not saying you're wrong. Your trade, you're in the right direction. I didn't know if you were talking about waiting for the breakdown. Then I was just using this as an example. Oh, gold's getting that bounce we talked about. Oh, there it is. Remember I said it gets back above this level. I'm looking for a reclaim. This is the decision point for gold. If I see this thing reclaim like this. Oh, man. That's a nice long back up to here. Let's see. I know I'm on the 1 minute right now. Could reclaim. It's interesting. Anyway. Gold's bouncing. Bitcoin's bouncing a little bit, right? Put in a nice little low right here. I don't know if it's the low, but it's a low, right? It put a little bit of a low in. If we can break trend here on Bitcoin and get above VWAP like we talked about, I think BTC might be a long too. The idea is, did they get back above VWAP first? I mean, they're just above it. But I think we need a bigger pop first. I wouldn't trust this just yet. I would want to see it get a little bit further above it. Like I need a real pop above before I'm convinced. I guess I want to see this trend break, if I'm being honest. Like right there. Just break the trend and I'll be more convinced. Otherwise, I think it's just going to chop around VWAP for now. News warning of Black Monday today. That's probably why we're dumping. I don't think we're going to have a Black Monday. If the news is telling us it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. The last time we had a Black Monday, no one knew it was going to happen. It like fucking surprised everybody. The only people that knew were the people who were dumping on everybody. Maybe some traders figured it out too. Yeah, exactly. Take that shit with a grain of salt. It's like fucking what's his face saying? So look at gold going. Back test it. I took that long. I did take the long. I didn't say it, but I took a little crack right there. I'm not going to give much back, though. If it starts to lose this level, I'm out right away. Like, if it starts to, like, break back below this 4,400. And it could right now, and I could get stopped out. So, it is what it is, though. That's how you play an SFP. Sometimes I get in a little too early, though, so then I do get stopped out. So, that's just the risk of it. If you're not, like, in from, like, the lows. This is a tough one, too. What else you guys want to look at? You said when gold dropped to 4,600, you had a heart attack, lost a bit. Oof, sorry, dude. I've been there before. Let me see what else we could look at. Qs are holding on. SPY's starting to get a little bit of a bounce here. So, look, here's the thing I was looking at SPY. This is the play you guys can watch, too, going into tomorrow. See this gap here? This is where New York closed. New York's coming back for that. Whether they reject from there, that's on New York. But I think we're going to get back up here and fill this gap into New York tomorrow, or New York will do it. Now, if it does break that gap, there is a chance that we could come back all the way up to this 50, 65, 70, maybe even higher. It could ignite a little bit of a bounce because remember, this is a weekly level. And if we can reclaim this as like an SFP, because realistically, we closed the weekly above it, right? So if they were going to do any shenanigans right now and grab liquidity, they're going to do it in the beginning of the week. That way they can close it back above if they were going to hold this level. So they usually do it when the candle's open. If they're going to pull shenanigans, they do it early. They like to manipulate where the candles close and open and stuff. I'm serious, man. It's like, it's weird, but it's the truth with the markets. Soul crushing. What was soul crushing? Oh, at 20x leverage? Oh, yeah, no, that is soul crushing, bro. You got liquidated, didn't you? That's pretty close to a liquidation. That's definitely more than 5%, isn't it? Unless you were cross leveraged, then that's even worse. I'd rather take the liquidation than be on cross. What else you guys want to look at? I'm here for you guys now at this point. I talked about what my plays were. I'm just chilling. BTC is making the move I want. When I see what I want, I'm probably going to go long. And that'll be it for life for me. Bonds break 4.6% in the 10 years. We're fucked. You might be right there. It was a liquidation. Yeah. Sorry, man. I've been there before, brother. I've been there. Look at gold. Look at gold. Oh, yeah. Told you the play I was looking for. I'm like, I'm taking this shit if it goes there. I was like, if it reclaims 4,400, I'm going long. So it could be a bigger play too. Like, but I'm just gonna take quick profits and get out. I'm not trying to like go to the moon with anything tonight because the news could. You're right. Look at this is about to pop too on BTC. Let me see. Is there divergence? Oh, it's there, man. We just need this 1 hour to curve up. If the 1 hour curves up, I think we got it on BTC. There might be a... Oh, man, I'm up big on gold. Holy shit. I'm going to take some profits, guys. Hold on. Shit, man. I didn't realize what I was doing. I might put a way bigger position than I thought. But I'm happy I did because I just took a shit ton of profits tonight. I just made what I needed to make for the week. Not for the week, but for like what I set to make out for the night. Alrighty. USO. I'll go look at some USO. What is that? United States oil? Yeah, we're just looking at oil. Alright, so this is a little different than what I was just looking at. So, to be honest, dude, it looks a little top. This looks a little more toppy than when I was looking at US oil, right? This looks like a little bit more bearish because it's starting to look head and shouldery, right? You got that the high, the higher high, and then the lower high starting to form on the 4 hour. So I would really watch this level here on it, man. If it starts to lose this neckline here, you see how it's like kind of chopping up in this little range right here? Like, if it loses that range low, it's coming down, man. Because realistically, like, it could come down all the way to like 110. But it could go lower. There's a little bit of a trend underneath too. So we'll see. We'll see, man. But that's looking a little bearish there. It don't look that great. Is there divergence? A little bit. A little bit forming right here on the 4 hour. It's definitely on the. It's definitely there on the. You can start to see it a little bit on the daily. So yeah, I'd be mindful of this one, man. It could pop though, and if it pops, it's taking the high, and then 130 is your next level. But I would still be careful with it. Can I look at bonds? What bonds? The 10-year? Yeah, I can look at 10-year. What's up, Kush? About to close this gold trade out. I'm good. I made good money on it. Very quickly, too. Fuck that. Giving that shit back. Call a little SFP on gold, Kush. Off this little low right here. What am I looking at? Somebody asked for 10-year? Yeah, I can look at 10-year. Let me go check that out. US 10-year. And bonds are going up, man. But look, here's the thing. Bonds are stuck between these 2 points. This is the pattern on bonds. You're in this symmetrical triangle. This is resistance up at like 417. I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. What is that number? That can't be right. Am I looking at the right thing, guys? I swear I'm looking at the right bond market. Anyway, whatever. That's your resistance up here, man. Whatever that fucking number is. Unless I switched my numbers up. I'm not sure. I'm losing my shit, guys. Anyway, I'd be looking up here, dude. This resistance up here and that trend. I think that's going to be a nice area. You're getting close to it, too. If it's going to reject, it's going to reject somewhere up here. And then hopefully it makes its way down. But no, actually, you want it to go up, right? No, that'd be bad for it to go up. That means they're seeking buyers. People are selling their debt or selling U.S. debt back. If this pops, though, man, it's gonna run up. It's gonna run up hard. You don't shit. It's been going down for a long time, though. Look at this thing. Since 82, it's been running down. This is the first time it's running up like this. What's that telling you? People are not buying bonds. Probably not trusting in the government, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to read that, right? Yeah. People don't want to buy it into a country with a fucking ass ton of debt like us. We lost all our foreign investors, too. I mean, I know that for a fact. Like, after all that tariff stuff came out, like, people just dumped their bonds and took their money out. That's what I would have done, right? What's up, Rob? How are you, man? You look at BTC? Yeah, I'm looking at BTC. I'm trying to catch a long on it, dude. I'm watching this right here on BTC Kush. So I'm on the 15 real quick. So you see how we're putting a little bit of a higher low in here? We're above VWAP. What I want to see is get above. We're above it. I want to see us break this trend and then back test. And then I'm down to go long. Everything below this is a little sus, though. But we could also be forming a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders potentially. So this might chop around for a little bit longer. So we'll see. I'm looking for like a little pop. And boom. Just continue up. Create a nice little trend. Maybe attack this high up here. Potentially up to here. We left the gap behind, man. I mean, I'm going to go show you on the CME chart. Let me go show you how big of a gap we left behind on BTC. You see that? It's a pretty big gap, guys. My feeling is we're coming to fill that, especially because it was on news stuff over the weekend. You know, I feel like some of that gets filled. Not always, but I think there's a good chance. So I think that's why I think we could get back up to that $69,000-$70,000 zone. You don't want that going up. Yeah, no, you don't want to go up. When it goes up, that's bad, right? When the bonds go up, it's bad. You want it to be going down because that means people are buying into the bonds. What do you use to trade the Asia market at night? I just used VWAP, 15-minute session VWAP, and a bunch of lines, maybe some divergence, support resistance. I mean, right now we can see there's divergence. Also, by the way, I went long on that back test. I took a little bit of a position here, where I said I want to get above VWAP, tap it, but I'll probably get more confident and probably put more into the position if we do get above the trend. I'm not going to tell you guys when I'm going long, by the way, ever. But see how we're above trend now. So what I would want to see here is if I only went half in because I was like, I'm going to take a crack here. So what I want to see is like a break here and any higher low, I might finish that long out and then start shaving off profits up here and then start maybe looking for them to fill the gap after that. The gap runs up to this high up here, a little bit higher back. Actually, let me see. Where's the gap go? Yeah, the gap's all the way back here. So we fell all the way from here. Holy shit. Yeah, this thing might be coming all the way back up. Just saying. Look at gold, by the way. Damn it. I closed out my long. We're right up to that level. So if you guys ever want to learn what this is and want to figure out how to like kind of read levels and why I'm making all these terminologies like SFPs and liquidity sweeps and gaps and all that stuff, check us out at tacticaledgetraders.com. We have free courses on there. We're not course sellers. We'll give that information for free. You can check out the Discord as well. When you go to the website, you just need an email to join. It's a big button at the top says join Discord. Jump into the Discord, say what's up. Myself, Kush, Ben, and a lot more of us are in there. And, you know, we talk shop. We keep it real in there. We bullshit a little bit, but we're a bunch of traders. And at the end of the day, we take it serious. We do live trading together. I post my charts. Other people post their charts. So, you know, we're always sharing information as well. Market alerts, what to watch out for, volatility, that kind of stuff. So check us out if you're interested, tacticaledgetraders.com. Also, hit that like, subscribe, follow. Get notifications when I go live 6 days a week. Myself and Ben. I said me, but it's both of us. Going through the modules now. That's what's up, Gen X, man. Appreciate that, man. What broker? The broker we're using right now is NinjaTrader. But you can also connect your own brokerage to NinjaTrader. It's just a platform, but you can trade off them too. They have their own brokerage. Gapplebees? What the hell is Gapplebees? Oh, okay. I'm like, what is he talking about? Yeah, well, there goes Bitcoin. I mean, I had a feeling it was going to reverse somewhere around here. I was just waiting for it. I was like, there's no way they're going to leave that all behind and just keep dumping it down, man. Like, it's like when you get a pump over the weekend, guys. Like, if you ever notice, like, when you get those weekend pumps, Monday, they usually take it all back. You ever notice that? They always take it back. They always come back down and take back all the gains from the weekend. The same thing with the downside. When you, like, dump, like, excessively, especially on a news event, that's usually what dumps the markets over the weekends. You know, the markets tend to find their way back up. What do you use to trade now? I already said that. Yeah, did you catch it? Did you catch the long, Rob? It's still time. It's still early. I'm just in the early scalp. You know my strategy. I said it in the beginning what my strategy pretty much was. I'm looking for that trend, looking for that shift. The difference here was, like, I could have argued that this was the trend, and then we popped it early, right? And then that was the back test. So that's why I was like, I'm only going to go half in, because this was the more confident one. But I also know that I missed most of the move by then. So it is what it is. make some money on this one, and I'll be good for the night. Probably my last trade too. You found out. I'm glad you figured out it wasn't the real donkey. Yeah, I told you it wasn't. We would never message you. That's weird. Dude, they get him a lot. He gets a lot of impersonators in the Discord. Ben gets them too. I don't get anybody. Nobody makes fake accounts under mine, like looking like mine. It's so funny. And I'm like the most active in the Discord too. Well, usually the most active. Ben's all over now. What else you guys want to look at? Otherwise, I might call it early tonight if we're not. The markets are just chilling. I'm just not really doing too much. I'm going to finish this scalp out, and I'm probably going to be done for the night. You guys have anything else you want to look at before I jump? Otherwise, I'll be on tomorrow night. How's SPY looking? I could look at it real quick. It's making a recovery, man. Look at the bullish engulfing on the 30-minute right there. Just looking at the 30. I think SPY is coming back up. I think it's the same thing we're seeing on Bitcoin. You're getting that little bit of like a higher low, shake out those last few people, think it's going to go down. Japan, Tokyo, Hong Kong, like they're going to get their fill and then probably going to run it up, I say, and grab some of this liquidity. It's easy money. Or at least get their position in the move before US does it, because I think US runs it back up. That's just my opinion, though. But ultimately, man, like, look, if it loses this level, you can see the same. Look, the price is a little different because I'm using the futures, but the idea is still the same. If you want to look at ES, if you looked at SPX, any of them, you're at a weekly low. If you can reclaim your weekly low, you have a bounce potential. Maybe it's a lower high before a bigger move down. If you start to lose this level and you can't get back above it, my expectations back down to 6,200, down to 6,150. This is on this chart. It's a little different on ES, but path, I go look at path. And then I go look at the Qs. I mean, we're like barely holding this trend. Look, this is the target, 1334. If you can stay above trend, right? Right now, you look like you're getting a little bit of bearish div on the daily, so this may be a little bit of a local high, but that would be the target I'd be watching. That's the daily high, 1334. So stay above this trend, and I think you're good. Maybe you do come back down though, and tap it again. The trend got, I don't know why I got all fucked up, but otherwise this could have been it. If this starts to roll over, then that was it. So, and then your low's back down at 944 on path. We'll go look at Qs. I mean, look, this is what I was saying on the Qs I didn't want to see, right? Like, they don't want to see us lose the range, and then it's basically what's happening right now. Like, let me get rid of some of the bullshit, the squigglies, but like, you see what I mean, right? We said if we lost it, we're looking for that back test of this 597 to take us back down to like 450, like 540, 530. So we've lost it. I do think we get a little bit of a back test though. I don't think it's just going to dump from here, because look, we just took liquidity down here. See what we hit? We hit a spot right there, and we took that liquidity, and we're closing above it. That would basically open it up that this is a low for now, and we could come back up and back test this level. Maybe it's only back up to 594, 592, this little low right here, or it could come all the way back up to that, previous range. But I'll be watching this week. It's going to be really important, because if this thing starts to just dump from here, it's coming down hard, and it's going to, 560 is your first stop. Maybe, but, maybe it gets a little hiccup there, but then I think you're down to 540. Sorry if it's bad news. I can look at NVIDIA. I think I looked at SMCI already, but I'll check it out. All right. Look, NVIDIA is starting to lose its trend, right? And breaching that trend. This is the level. If you lose this level, I think it's over for NVIDIA for a little bit. That's the level. It's like 170. So you break down below 170, I think 150 is incoming. I think it confirms. It's a little jagged on this like upwards trend we've been on, but that's the range low. So 170 is the last hope for NVIDIA before it comes down to 150. And if it loses 150, I think it's coming all the way back down to like 130, 120. But if it could hold this range, maybe you get a bounce. You know, the first target would be 188. Can it get back above 188? That's the daily high. Damn, fucking gold is going too. God damn it. I should have never exited, guys. Damn it. Look, it's doing like an inverse head and shoulders here too. It's probably going to pop up to fucking... Jesus. This thing's about to go. I hate my life right now. Sometimes I get out of trades too early and I kick myself for it. But like the rule is, if you get out of a trade early, don't get back in it. Even if it looks good. That's one of my rules, at least. And the reason it's a rule is because I usually get burnt on trying to get back into a trade. It just always happens. I'll go look at Hood real quick. Hood, and I think how much profits have I made? I don't know, man. I've been trading for like 4 or 5 years. 5 years. The last 3 years profitable, but you know I pay bills. I use my money for shit. I'm building over time though. It's not without hiccups, man. I've lost money. You know, I've lost a big amount of money in the last like couple years. Like when I built up, I lost a bunch of my gains, but it's because I made some stupid moves. It happens as a trader, but I've made a lot. I made enough to pay bills and live off of it. Building some businesses on the side now just to have some passive income in case, you know, trading dies out a little bit. Always having a backup plan, but yeah. I mean, look, man, it's front running this level at 66. I think it's coming down there, Hood. Like, this is the low. You're flirting with the low right now, and it's like postured bearishly. Like, this is like a one little more dip, and then I think you get a bounce. So that's what I'm expecting. Like, I would like to see this, and then a bounce up, and then maybe we attack this high at 85, right? Potentially up to like 90. So I would like to see something like that, but we'll see. No guarantees, but it looks bearish right now. All right, SMCI, then I'm jumping, guys. I gotta go after this. Look, you left a big-ass gap behind. You broke out. Remember I told you it was going to break hard, right? Either down or up. Well, we broke down. The target's 17, but we left a lot behind. So does it go straight to 17, or does it try to claim back some of this gap? I think we talked about this Friday. It's the same analysis. So the gap starts at 23. If it starts to enter back above 23, there's a shot it could try to fill some of this. Otherwise, your support's at 17. So those are your levels. I'm actually going to jump, guys. Short one for me tonight. I got an early morning in the morning, but I appreciate everybody for coming out. Check us out, tacticaledgetraders.com, free courses. You also can join the Discord for free, be around real traders, a community of people that actually do this for a living and professionally. Also, like, subscribe, follow. You'll get notifications to go live. I'll be live tomorrow night, all right? Probably around the same time. I appreciate everybody, and until tomorrow. Later, y'all.